a lovely sign, welcome to Skegness. And of course the thing we come to see is the Jolly Fisherman. Here he is. Skegness is so bracing. I love him. He's got his suitcase here. He's travelling light. Starfish, cockle and scallop shells. And he's out there on the beach calling to everybody. Cockles! Fresh on the morning side! I have a new mascot today. It's quite exciting. It's arrived in the post. And it's an archbishop. But not any old archbishop. This is the Archbishop of York, Stephen Cottrell, from my good friends Michael and Anne. And Michael is the Dean at York Minster. He sent me an archbishop to keep me safe on my bike. And in fact, since I've had the archbishop on my bike, I've had nothing but good wind at my back and nice calls today. Things are going right. So thank you very much. Archbishop on a bike. Whoa! Brilliant! This is a different way to cool off in a freshwater pond with newts at the bottom of it. This is Doddington Hall, Lincoln. Wow, what a wonderful Elizabethan mansion. It was built in 1595 and it took 5 years to put up. I know, amazing, isn't it? These days it would take longer than that just to get planning permission to put the foundations in. It's a beautiful home and it's inhabited, been inhabited ever since it was first put up. I love the fact there are still people living in it. It's a beautiful place to visit, to come and admire the sculpture garden, or to get your bike fixed in the wonderful bike shop right on the property here. I've been sitting here while my bike's being fixed, sketching. Doddington Hall, Lincoln. Is my bike ready? Now I am at Doddington Hall, and hello.
Hello, hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Caroline and my husband's just brought Timmy's picture of Ingham Docks.
How
which
lovely
is
is
fantastic.
that? That's great. Where's it going to go?
It's going to go, I don't know yet, somewhere, pride of place.
Perfect. What a lovely surprise. Thank you. I'm glad.
Absolutely.
I hope you're going to enjoy it. I loved going through Ingham Docks. I thought that was really exciting.
Brilliant.
That's where he works, doesn't he?
It is, yes.
Great.
Yes, it's brilliant. It's a good place to visit.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm at Sutton Bridge on the Fens, and this looks like just an ordinary part of Eastern England, but it was here on the 12th of October 1216 that an extraordinary national event happened. Wow! You've got to imagine back 800 years ago there wasn't this nice neat river. There was a great big expanse of the Wash. Yeah. And it was quite tricky to get across it because it was all quicksand and marsh and you needed a guide to get across. Well, King John was on the throne and he was in a war against his barons. The previous year he had to sign the Magna Carta. And so taking his army across the Wash, he goes the easy way and leaves his army to follow behind. And in amongst the army is the baggage train. So imagine men and horses and carts carrying all the valuables, the things that are really important to a king. Jewels, nice clothes, the Wi-Fi code, you know, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, it's a foggy old morning and somebody forgot to check the tides. Hey, that's a story as old as the hills. People are always misunderstanding tides. When the tide changes in the Wash, the tide comes in faster than a horse can run. And that's exactly what happened. Came right across them. Men, horses drowned in the water. The carts were swept away. And King John lost everything that he valued. And a week later, in despair, the man perished. That all happened right here 800 years ago. This is King's Lynn Minster. It's been a place of pilgrimage for a squillion years. First thing you notice is the pillars are leaning. Oh crikey, is it all going to fall over? Hope not. It's a stunning church with an enormous big nave. At the end there's this wonderful carved altarpiece, but that's not what attracts my attention. It's something much more mundane. What I notice is this very strange, weird carving. This is the face of Margery Kemp, born in 1373, a wealthy landowner in the town of Bishop's Lynn before it became King's Lynn. And she had 14 children. Wow, no telly then, was there? And after the birth of her first child, she had profound postnatal depression. It really affected her mental health. And the way she dealt with it was by being boisterous, quite argumentative. People thought, oh no, here comes Margery, she's a bit nuts. She became a serial pilgrim, going off on pilgrimage to Jerusalem, Santiago de Compostela, Assisi, all over Europe, searching for answers and ways of dealing with her mental health issues. And I think dealing with mental health issues is part of our agenda today, and that's why I think Margery Kemp is worthy of being a site of pilgrimage herself. And I brought along a Martin Mallet name tag for my dear brother Martin with his language and learning difficulties and Down syndrome. He lived every day of his life in the moment. You and me, I'm happy, he would say. So I'm going to find a special spot here in King's Lynn Minster along with Margery Kemp for Martin Mallet. Came in, I noticed these pillars slightly out of alignment. And I think I found the place. Right by this statue here. There you go, Martin. You and me. My Bubba. Every day is the best day ever. Reach our potential. Yes! Back in the Middle Ages, there were shrines all over the country. People went on pilgrimage there. Walsingham was second only to Canterbury, and this was called England's Nazareth. What we're looking at here is the Slipper Chapel, where pilgrims come to pray at the shrine of Walsingham. Holy water on tap, and a place to sit outside and contemplate. So the Slipper Church here is traditionally the last place you would stop before you got into Walsingham. It's called the Slipper Church because you take your shoes off and walk the last mile, the Holy Mile, barefoot. Here's a man who knows. Tony, so tell me about the Holy Mile and walking it, please. Have you done it barefoot?
Never done it barefoot. We should. Should we do it together?
Yeah. Well, I'll go on my bike and you go barefoot.
Yeah,
that sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you do it barefoot, I'll walk with you to the
Okay.
shrine now. They actually carry the shrine with them on the shoulders.
Brilliant.
If you go along there, we'll catch them.
That's it.
Lead us, Mary, along the way, guide every step we take. Lead us to Jesus, your only Son. Come with us, Mary, come. Help us to start off the ocean, with the wind us cry.
What we're looking at here is quite a profession of faith in this procession, marching across the country on the Holy Mile to the shrine, the Slipper Chapel at Lady of Walsingham. This is the Holy Mile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you walk it regularly?
Yeah, every day, yeah, up and down, yeah. Fine. And so they would wear walk barefoot generally.
I'm not walking barefoot.
You're not looking very barefoot this morning.
No. But people generally do the last mile, this mile, because that's it. Because it was the last mile to the shrine. That was it.
Walking down the Holy Mile, this is what you end up at. The remains of Walsingham Abbey, once one of the grandest religious institutions in the whole of Britain. And then with the dissolution of the monasteries in the 1530s, Henry VIII seized all the assets and sold them off to the highest bidder. Pilgrimage was banned, and the care of the poor and needy, well, that just didn't happen anymore. But you know, pilgrimage has a way of coming back into fashion. We've seen it today up at the Slipper Chapel. Hundreds of people on pilgrimage, quietly going to special places that mean something. It's also a perfect spot to come if you're an artist. Walsingham Abbey at the end of the Holy Mile. This is Cromer. That is the pier. And this is the Hotel de Paris. This is where I'm staying tonight. I like old corridors like this. Big wide corridors. How often do you see those these days? Right, coming to room 14. Oh, hang on. Oops. Right. It was built in 1800, this hotel, and it's been a hotel ever since. Right, that's the view of Cromer Pier, where I think Alan Partridge filmed his movie. Didn't he do something down here? Anyway, the tide's in, and I think that's got my name on it. I better go down there and get myself wet and cool off. Here's my little room, and then somehow or other they've attached some straightforward facilities there. Right, Mallet in Cromer tonight. Alan Partridge. 6:30 in the morning. Time for a freshwater swim. We're coming through ruined priory gates called Bonham Priory, near the village of Blackton. It's an amazing set of ruins, part of a farmyard now. Let's have a little investigation. There's a modesty about this place, but also hidden is something of the grandeur, the size. These walls are all that remained of a medieval priory that was a site of pilgrimage back in the Middle Ages. King Henry III came here on pilgrimage, and he came specifically to see a piece of wood. It would be a piece of wood no bigger than this, a little slither, and it would be kept on a pedestal encrusted with jewels as a piece of the true cross upon which Christ was crucified. Now, if you got all the pieces of the true cross together, you'd have more than a forest. But it shows the power of relics. And the amazing thing is that with a relic like that, this particular priory was able to support dozens of monks and to own vast swathes of Norfolk. Now it's just part of a farmyard. This is all that remains of it. I think I ought to put a Martin Mallet name tag here. And with that in mind, there's a piece of stonework here and a little gap into which I can put Martin's name tag. You and me, my baba. That's it. Here in Bonham Priory, Blackton, in Norfolk. The thing is, it's got something here that's really unusual, right by the wheat field. And it's got something really unexpected. I love this. What's going on down here? That looks like a gun emplacement. It is a gun emplacement. This was made into a World War II machine gun post in 1940 in case the Germans invaded. What? What, in a priory? Yeah, in a priory. Let's use the ruins as defence for the realm. It's the oddest thing to see in the middle of a wheat field in Norfolk. Crazy. Look, it's all the way around. That looks like the entrance. Yeah, no thanks. Machine gun post, medieval tower. Wow, what a wonderful thing. Somebody dreamt that up and said, hey, that'd be a good idea. Let's use this. Well, of course, it'd be rather a large target for a piece of artillery, wouldn't it? One well-placed shell would put that to pieces.